Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. Let me take you on a journey to a place where history and the supernatural intertwine. A place that whispers tales of sorrow and spectral mystery. Welcome to the Myrtles Plantation, located in St. Francisville, Louisiana, often referred to as one of the most haunted homes in America. Our story begins in 1796 when General David Bradford, a man escaping the consequences of his role in the Whiskey Rebellion, built what was then known as Laurel Grove. The stately home was meant to be a sanctuary, a place of solace and renewal. Bradford lived here in quiet isolation until he was pardoned by President John Adams, allowing him to bring his family to the plantation. Over the years, Laurel Grove, later renamed the Myrtles Plantation, became more than a home. It became a place where the lines between the living and the dead began to blur. The stories of tragedy and unexplained occurrences that would follow transformed this serene estate into a magnet for those seeking a brush with the unknown. Now, let's talk about Chloe. Chloe's tale is perhaps the most famous legend associated with the Myrtles Plantation. She was an enslaved woman, working in the service of Clark and Sarah Woodruff in the early 19th century. The story of Chloe varies depending on who you ask. Some say she was caught eavesdropping on her master's private conversations and punished by having one of her ears cut off. Others say she was forced into a relationship with Clark Woodruff against her will. Whatever the truth may be, Chloe's life was marked by suffering. In an act of desperation and revenge, Chloe is said to have baked a poisoned cake intended for the Woodruff family. Her intent might have been to make them ill, gaining their favor by nursing them back to health. But the poison was too potent, and the tragedy that followed left an indelible mark on the plantation. Sarah Woodruff and 2 of her children died after consuming the cake. Chloe, realizing the horror of what she had done, confessed. But instead of sympathy, she was met with brutal justice, hanged by other enslaved individuals, her body discarded into the Mississippi River. Today, Chloe's spirit is said to wander the plantation grounds. Visitors and staff alike have reported sightings of a woman in a green turban, her ghostly figure appearing and disappearing without a trace. Some say they hear her weeping softly in the night, as if mourning the lives lost and the weight of her actions. And then there's the mirror. It stands in the plantation's parlor, a grand antique piece that has seen centuries pass. But this is no ordinary mirror. According to legend, when Sarah Woodruff and her children died, their spirits became trapped in the glass. The family's grief and the improper covering of the mirror during the mourning period sealed their fate. Visitors often speak of eerie handprints that appear on the mirror's surface. Handprints that cannot be wiped away. Others claim to see faces, faint spectral reflections that linger just long enough to chill the spine before fading into nothingness. The tragedies don't end there. Fast forward to 1871 and meet William Winter, a man who once owned the Myrtles Plantation. His life came to a sudden, violent end on the front porch when he was shot by an unknown assailant. Mortally wounded, William staggered into the house and climbed the staircase. Witnesses say he made it to the 17th step before collapsing and dying in a pool of blood. But William Winter's story doesn't end with his death. Those who visit the Myrtles Plantation today often report hearing phantom footsteps on the staircase. Some swear they've counted exactly 17 steps before the sound abruptly stops, as though William's ghost is forever reliving his final moments. Now, let's talk about the plantation's reputation for paranormal activity. Over the years, countless guests and staff members have reported strange and inexplicable phenomena. Apparitions of men, women, and children dressed in period clothing are frequently seen wandering the grounds. One particularly chilling sight is that of a young girl peering out from a second-story window. When visitors approach to get a closer look, she vanishes into thin air. And then there are the sounds. Disembodied voices echo through the halls, carrying whispers, cries, and laughter. Doors creak open and slam shut of their own accord. Objects move without explanation. And cold spots, those sudden, bone-chilling pockets of air, are a common occurrence. One guest recounted her experience. I was sitting in the parlor, reading a book, when I felt a sudden chill. I looked up, and there she was, a woman in a green turban, standing by the doorway. She didn't say a word, just stared at me before fading away. While the supernatural tales are gripping, the plantation's history adds another layer to its mystique. For years, people believed that 10 murders had taken place on the property, a claim that only heightened its reputation as a haunted hotspot. However, historical records reveal that this number is likely exaggerated. The verified deaths, such as those of Sarah Woodruff and her children, are tragic enough without the embellishments. Today, the Myrtles Plantation stands as a testament to both its storied past and its enduring allure. It operates as a bed and breakfast, welcoming visitors who are curious about its history and eager to experience its reputed hauntings. Guided tours take guests through the estate, offering glimpses into its architectural beauty and its darker corners. Those brave enough to stay overnight often leave with stories of their own, adding to the growing collection of personal encounters with the unexplained. One visitor recalled, "I didn't believe in ghosts when I arrived. But after hearing footsteps outside my room and waking up to find my suitcase moved across the floor, I'm not so sure anymore." What is it about the Myrtles Plantation that captivates us? Is it the tragic history, the legends of Chloe, or the countless accounts of paranormal activity? Perhaps It's the way this place forces us to confront the mysteries of life and death, the thin veil that separates the living from the dead. As we leave this haunted estate, its stories linger in our minds, much like the spirits said to wander its halls. The Myrtles Plantation is more than just a house. It's a portal to another time, another realm, where history and the supernatural collide. And whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is certain: the Myrtles Plantation will leave an impression on you that's impossible to forget. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Myrtles Plantation. Its history, its legends, and its hauntings remind us of the power of storytelling and the enduring mysteries of the world around us. Until next time, stay curious and remember, sometimes the past is closer than we think. If you enjoy haunted stories, hit that like button and subscribe for more spine-chilling content.